What's up, people? It's your girl Adola. Guys, I'm happy that Nigeria renewed its currency swap agreement with China. This means that we don't have to change Naira to American dollars before paying. When we do business with China, we pay them in Naira, they pay us with Chinese yen. And it's based on a fixed exchange rate of 305 Naira to a dollar. This has a lot of benefits. For example, it bypasses the heavy reliance on the US dollars and it reduces transaction costs for both countries, for China and for us. In fact, while the Chinese foreign minister was just in Nigeria, Tinubu wants China to increase the currency swap from $2 billion. So I'm happy about it, and hopefully this will strengthen the Naira. But while all that is good, and I think the government is trying to do the right thing, I think that our main concern should be on the kind of business that we do with China, which is mainly importing and exporting. I don't know if you've taken a look at the kind of things that we export to China versus the kind of things that we import from China. I mean, the difference is huge, guys. The things that China is buying from us are mostly minerals, natural resources, and raw materials. Things that when they take them to China, they are able to manufacture into other things, and then we now buy it back from them as finished products, which is more costly, which is exactly what Britain did with cocoa, turning it into chocolate and, selling it back to us. Besides buying our petroleum gas, our crude oil, China is buying gold from Nigeria. In fact, they're not just buying it. There are some illegal Chinese miners in Nigeria. Every now and then, they catch them, they say they arrest them, nothing happens. These illegal miners are practically stealing gold, which they now use when they get to their country to manufacture all kinds of things. Jewelry, decorations, electronics, just to name a few. They buy our trees in huge sums, especially our rosewood trees. We keep cutting them down to sell to China. This is already causing deforestation in Nigeria, by the way. And when it gets to their country, they use our rosewood trees to make all kinds of furniture, which they now sell back to us, including musical instruments like guitar, kitchen appliances like chopping boards, knife handles. They use it to make the board game called chess. They use the oil in making perfume, and so on and so forth. They also buy our shea butter in large quantity to make skincare products, hair care products. They use it to make cooking oil, which they package and sell, soap making, shaving cream. They use it to make massage oil, and so on and so forth. They also buy iron ore from Nigeria, which they process into steel. And steel is pretty much in everything that you can think of, from building materials to vehicles, appliances, and tools. They use it in making cars, refrigerators, washing machine, hospital appliances, just to name a few. They also buy copper from us. I mean, the list goes on and on. So the things that China imports from us, they're able to turn around and use it to manufacture finished goods that they now sell back to us, which means that they are making a huge profit from their dealings with us. Meanwhile, what do we import from China? Everything, finished products. Everything from clothing, footwear, electronics, especially electronics, significant volume of electronics. We import all kinds of machinery, all kinds of manufacturing machines. We import vehicles, tricycles, bicycles. We import pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, toys, all kinds of toys, building materials, inverters, refrigerators, power generators, even trains. Our government buys trains from China, hospital appliances, cooking pots, and even food items like processed foods and so on. And we import a lot of hair from China, the synthetic hair, attachments, wigs, and so on and so forth. And yes, Nigeria is not the only country importing from China. I know that. The US, where I live, they import a lot of things from China, but the US is also producing a lot of things on its own. So if today Donald Trump says no more importing from China, it's not like people will not be able to find those things in America. It's just that they will be way more expensive than they are right now. And by the way, a lot of Americans own Chinese companies in China that own factories. Donald Trump's company owns a company that has factories in China. Companies have relocated their production and sourcing, which means it's not just China that is making profits. The American companies are making profit. So while they're able to import a lot of things from China, they have alternatives. They're also making things on their own, and that is what we are not doing. If you look at the profits that China makes from Nigeria versus the profits that we make from China, the margin is huge. I'm trying to say that it's a good thing that we are swapping currency, but beyond that, we need to start manufacturing. There's nothing stopping us from being a country like China where people from all over the world can also be ordering finished goods, because the cost of production is also very affordable in Nigeria. In fact, forget about the whole world. Let's start with Africa. Let's start manufacturing things for Africans. But of course, we cannot do any manufacturing without stable electricity. Electricity is the cornerstone of this equation. We can't escape fixing it. Countries that are big on manufacturing do not depend on turning on the generator, turning off the generator, buying fuel to power their generator. We have to fix electricity, and then we can now start processing our iron ore so that we can at least start making little things like bolts, screws, nails, all kinds of metals. Instead of importing all those things, can you imagine that we're still importing nails, we're importing bolts? If Ajaokuta Steel Company has exhausted its lifespan, if all the equipment there are old, then let us get new ones. I don't understand how we have such a massive manufacturing plant and we don't use it. It's been 4 decades, 40 years, more than 59,000 acres, and it's just sitting there.
One of the first things that will strike you if you come to this place is that this is a very well thought out project. The infrastructures that are put together here, wow, it's amazing. Starting with the road network, it has a very excellent road network from the entrance into the steel company where it is. The roads are still very good, even 40 years later.
So once again, congratulations on renewing currency swap agreements. But beyond that, we need to start manufacturing. There is so much to say about that, but let me know what you guys think. Meanwhile, I'm so excited about this next story. Wait, have you subscribed? I think it's a new year. I will not be begging you guys. Subscribe. Okay, I'm begging you. Subscribe. Thank you. So like I was saying, on a positive note, a Nigerian girl in Connecticut, USA, Eniola Shokumbi, has created an air filter system that is able to remove cold and even COVID viruses from classrooms. Hello, Eniola Kuse, all your aunties and uncles, we are very proud of you. We are all related. It's your aunties, uncles, cousins, brother. We are together. Thank you so much for making us proud. Shout out to all the Nigerians making us proud at home and abroad. Yeah! It cost $60 to make one using a box fan, 4 furnace filters, duct tape, and cardboard. And it was tested and certified by the Environmental Protection Agency in North Carolina for its efficiency. Now, guess what? The state of Connecticut legislators want her to install this in all public schools. In fact, they are giving her grant, so a unanimous approval of $11.5 million grant by the Connecticut legislators and the Bond Commission to launch the filter installations across the state. Yeah! Oh shit! And we are very proud of you. Move closer, you see this thing that looks like a school project that she made, and actually that is the difference between Nigeria and America. You know, as soon as a teacher saw the potential, they made sure it did not end as a school project. They publicized this, they alerted the state about it. You know, there are so many young people that are producing stuff all the time in Nigeria as well, things that can impact lives that we're supposed to support, but they just make it to the newspaper and then that's it. Did you hear about some girls in Nigeria that made a generator that can be powered by urine? I mean, urine, instead of us depending on fuel all the time. I mean, no one came along to see how to refine it and make it better. That was the end of it. Also, someone made a generator that can be powered by water. According to him, 1 liter of water will generate 6 hours of electricity. He just made it to the newspaper and then that's it. I'm just saying, Nigerians are brilliant, whether we are home, whether we are abroad, but where we are has a lot to do with whether or not our ideas are empowered. It means somebody. I mean, if this girl had made this air filter in Nigeria, do you think that her state would care as much, or the legislators in her state, and do you think they would, give her a grant to start mass producing this for schools? I'm just saying, be honest. But we can also do that. We can start taking our young people seriously, encouraging them, supporting them. Whether we like it or not, they are the future. Huge congratulations to Eniola and her family. She has a website, her first name and her last name.com, eniolashokumbi.com. Parents, please learn from that. Secure your children's name as websites, because you never know what they will become tomorrow. Now, her goal is to take this initiative nationwide across the US, which means girlfriend is about to make a lot of money. Hey! And we are rooting for her all the way. We're rooting for her big time. Eniola, the sky is not your limit. We're so proud of you. Now, guys, move closer. This one baffled me. But did you see what a Ghanaian lawmaker said to their president, Nana Akufo-Addo? Well, the outgoing president, just as he was leaving, after he gave his final State of the Nation address. This was the response by one of the lawmakers.
Mr. Speaker, I need to remind you that the people of Ghana have already given their verdict on the true state of the nation. And that verdict was very clear. Economic hardship, huge debt overhang, high youth unemployment, hopelessness, and more. We have come to the end of the road for what has been undoubtedly the West government under the Fourth Republic.
Stop. Like, what? Guys, did you see how they are talking? And the president was right. Ghanaians, you guys leave out. I did not know.
Round Speaker, this abysmal record was confirmed on December 7th when the people of Ghana returned the most overwhelming and emphatic vote of rejection of any government ever witnessed under the Fourth Republic. Mr. President, you will be remembered as the first president who was cushioned by the IMF when you began, and you are still being cushioned at the end of your term.
Guys, they really went after him. But you know the one that shocked me the most? Listen to this.
Mr. President, you left something very important in your account. You left out an account of your promise to God to build him a cathedral.
He went there. You guys remember the cathedral that we talked about? Hey!
Mr. President, let me remind His Excellency, Honorable Speaker, that his tenure in office will remain a timely reminder of how not to govern the country. But let me also be quick to assure the good people of Ghana that hope is on its way. And President John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
Guys, you really need to watch the full video, man. The whole time I was like, what? If only we can have just maybe 1 or 2 people that will be speaking to the president the same way this person was speaking to the outgoing president. Wouldn't that be nice? That would be amazing. Which brings me to my first point. First of all, this is how to hold your president accountable. I hope that other lawmakers across the African continent are taking notes. Guys, this is how you're supposed to speak to your president and hold him accountable. accountable. But the most important thing is you're supposed to do it while he's in power, not when he's leaving. Because why wait till he's about to leave before you start speaking like this? Ghanaian lawmakers like, what was that? What was that? So as much as I admire what this man did, why did he take him 8 years to make this statement? Maybe if he had spoken before now, maybe a lot of things would have changed. At least maybe he would have built the cathedral. Which, of course, is the least of our worries. And also, it's obvious that this has to be an opposition lawmaker speaking, so it's expected. But can we have any lawmakers in the president's party that will also speak to him like this? More importantly, now that you have a new president, Ghanaians, if he does something wrong, would you still speak like this? Or is this only if the president is in the opposition? If you're not from Ghana, by the way, which lawmaker in your country can speak to a president like this? Put their name in the comment section. Let's get to know about them. In the meantime, the new president, well, the former president that has been re-elected, John Mahama, has been sworn in as the new president of Ghana. Congratulations to John Mahama. Congratulations to the people of Ghana. We're watching everything on our Plasma TV. Meanwhile, guys, a miracle happened in Zimbabwe. You cannot tell me this is not a miracle. Guys, a 7-year-old boy went missing from his village in the northwest part of the country on December 27th. His name is Tinotenda Pudu. But you guys will not believe this, that 5 days after, this boy was found alive inside the part of a national park that is known as a lion-infested terrain. What? This boy, 7 years old, walked 49 kilometers, that's about 30 miles, into the famous Matosodona National Park, which once had the highest density of lions in all of Africa. That's according to the non-profit African Park. And it's also home to a diverse range of wildlife, including elephants, zebras, hippos, lions, and buffaloes. And the boy was lost there for 5 days. You know, there were so many things, so many wild animals that could have eaten this boy. So this is a miracle, y'all. It took 5 days because it was raining heavily, so they couldn't find his footprint. He survived only by eating wild fruit and drinking groundwater. I mean, it was a huge rescue mission involving park rangers, police, and the local community who searched and searched until they found him. In fact, he said that there was a time after the rain had stopped that he heard the rescuers and he ran towards where he heard the vehicle trying to meet them, but they had left. And he thought that was it. But guys, for no reason, the rescue team decided to go back there. I said, that is God, guys. Woo! Type amen some more. They decided to go back there and then they found his footprints, and so they stayed in that area until they found him. Huge shout out to the Parks and Wildlife Management Authority, the park rangers, the police, the local hunters. Parents, hold your children and cover them with prayers. Hey, Father, congratulations to his parents. Now, 2 quick announcements. First of all, my amazing husband, the beautiful Victor Fayon Shello. Hi, Victor, call me. We celebrated our 14th wedding anniversary this week and we've just been overwhelmed with the show of love. Thank you guys. But in case you didn't know, Victor is a realtor. So if you're looking to buy or sell a house in the Raleigh area of North Carolina, contact Victor so that you don't do too much wahala. Honestly, I have never seen anyone that works as hard as Victor. He will go all out for you. And if you need an agent referrer in other states in the US, he can connect you. He's with Keller Williams. So if you're trying to buy a house in other states and you don't have an agent, let him know as well. He can always refer you. Now let me warn you, whatever you do, please do not visit his Instagram, his YouTube and Facebook pages. I'm talking about his realtor pages because you will get addicted to watching all the fancy houses that he's showing. No, I'm telling you, because even I get addicted. New construction homes, affordable homes, luxury homes. I'm talking about $1 million homes. He has everything. And please help me beg him to get me one of those $1 million houses. Your girl likes good things too. Anyways, his social media handles will be in the description as well. But like I said, do not check them, okay? Now, for those who want to set up their loved ones in Africa to be able to get remote jobs in America, getting paid good money so that they can be financially independent regardless of where they live in Africa, and you don't have to keep sending money to them all the time. I've talked about this before. If you're thinking about signing up your loved ones for this 6-week training that would equip them to apply for remote jobs, please do it on time. They're only taking 15 people this January and there is limited spots left. Class starts on the 16th of this month and it will be live, so there will be no rewinding or whatever. If you miss it, you missed it. So if you're thinking about it, please do it on time before class starts on the 16th. Don't forget, the price is $5.99 if you use my promo code Adiola. So it's $8.99, but they are giving you $300 discount if you use my promo code. Facebook and X. Until next time, I'm gonna see you all later. Peace out.
Fellow Ghanaians, we are comforted and strengthened by the following words of scripture. And I'm quoting Exodus chapter 14, verse 13. And Moses said unto the people, fear you not, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will show you today. For the Egyptians whom you have seen today, you shall see them no more. Bye-bye, Mr. President. It is finished. With that, Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much.